All right, my friends, how are you? I miss you a bunch, and I'm so excited to be doing this project with you today. So what you're looking at here is a project called Behind the Mask. And this project is actually inspired by a colleague of mine, a fellow art teacher that works in a different state named Cassie Stevens. And she's so awesome. I admire her so much. And she's kind of came up with this really great project, and I am basically modifying it for us, for our kids. So I'm going to make this with you today, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to essentially create two videos. One video is how to create the self-portrait, and then I'm going to make a separate video to teach you different styles of hair and different styles of writing, like different kinds of lettering, because I think you're going to want a lot of variety, and also we have a lot of different kinds of hair, so I want to make sure that you have the examples that you need to work from. So if you look at these self-portraits right now, they've got the mask on, but then when you look at the folded version, which is what we're going to make, when you open that self-portrait, all of a sudden you have the face, and this is Miss Jenkins right here, and that's why we call this Behind the Mask. Ta-da! And then we've got this one here. This is a little boy that I was using as my model. Ta-da! And all these words around you, or around the examples that I have here, are based on, they're examples, they're descriptions. They're descriptions on who you are as a person. So are you an artist? Are you a thinker? Are you playful? Are you caring? Are you helpful? So these are all the kinds of words that you're going to use to decorate around your self-portrait. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing you want to do is you need to grab some materials. You're going to need some markers. You'll need some crayons or color pencils, because you'll need crayons or color pencils in order to do the skin, your specific skin color. And then you're also going to need a pencil and some eraser, and you'll need a black marker, like a permanent marker as well. So let's get started right away. Okay, so this white piece of paper, it can be any size you want it to be. I would probably not go any smaller than like 9 by 12 or 8.5 by 11, and you can totally use white printer paper from the computer. And what you're going to do is you want to have it lengthwise like this, and the first thing you want to do is bring up your paper and fold it in half vertically like this, or as we like to say, hamburger style fold. And you want to make sure those edges are matching, are meeting here at the top. And once you have your edges meeting, you can then hold it here and slide your finger down so that you can create your crease. So I slide my finger down, and then I move over to the left and over to the right. And so as you can see, I've now split my paper exactly in half. The next thing you want to do is take this flap, this upper flap, and you're going to fold it half. You're going to fold it to this bottom edge downwards. Again, we're doing an exact half fold. So you can see I've met with the edge over here, and then I'm sliding up and sliding over and sliding over. So if you look at your piece of paper, you started with it opened, you fold it exactly in half, and then this upper half, you fold it down so that it meets this bottom half here, okay? Now, it's really important that you do this correctly and as accurately as possible, and if you need to get help from a parent, especially if you're younger, please get help for this. I don't think you'll need help for anything else, but maybe just for this folding part. Okay, so once you have it folded, you're gonna grab a pencil, and I'm gonna sometimes just use marker so you can see better, but for some parts I'm gonna use a pencil. So what you wanna do is you're going to make a curved sort of rainbow shape above this crease that you see here where the fold is touching this middle part. You're going to curve and make sort of like, almost like a rainbow curve, okay? And you can see that I did that, and it's going from one section to the next. Make sure you leave space on both ends. This is going to be the top side of your head. And then you want to bring, you want to go ahead and bring your finger here to the middle, and you slide your finger down, and you can put a little dot down here. And the reason we're doing that is because that's where your chin is going to go and the end of your face mask. So then you'll want to curve down like this to that point. And then from this side, same thing, down like this. So that now you have sort of an upside down egg shape, and that's the shape of the face that we're going to use. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to make your eyes, okay? So I want you to find sort of the middle section, okay? The middle section, and just to the right of that finger that I'm holding in the middle up here, right on this folded crease right here where I ended sort of the upper half of the head, I'm putting my finger in the middle just to kind of make sure that I'm spacing things correctly. So then on the right side, I'm going to do another small rainbow curve. And on the left side, I'm going to do the exact same thing to make my two eyes. And I want to make sure that I am trying as hard as I can to make the curves the same and to make the space in between about the same size as the two curves I just did, okay? And those are the eye shapes, okay? So again, curve, curve, and then you're gonna draw a line and a line. And those lines are just right there. You can see how the creased paper is kind of showing me where my line goes. Okay, once you've done that, then you're gonna put a little point right here, which is in that middle place where we had put the finger. And then on this side, you're going to curve onto that point and then curve back down slowly to the other side. And notice I'm not going too low, okay? I'm just going a little bit lower than this middle section. And this is where our mask is gonna be. Now, you can decide what or how to design your mask, okay? The mask is something that is super personal to you, so I want it to be special for you. So for example, on my friend Mason here, I did this cool sort of abstract design with blues and orange. On Miss Jenkins' mask, as I'm an art teacher, I went ahead and did rainbow colors. So that's up to you. So if you want to follow along for the rest of the project, I want you to come up with your own mask design. But if I have time at the end, I'll do my mask design as well. Okay, so moving on, we want to draw a curve right here to the right and the left of the eye, and that's going to be the top of our ear. And then coming on to this folded part of the paper, we're going to do the rest of the ear. Okay, you can see that I've done that on both sides, and if I moved this, you can see how it's one ear, but it's on both parts of the paper that are folded. Then we're going to do our eyebrows. So eyebrows will go right above the eye, and it can be a similar curve to what you already have there for your eye. And then all you have to do is curve it around, just like you would draw a snake or something like, you know, a worm or something. Okay, now inside the eye, you want to go ahead and do a circle inside the eye that's going from top to bottom, so it's not floating in a big white space, but instead that circle is touching the top of the eye and the bottom of the eye, okay? Now, when you make your eyes, you want to definitely think about, do you have thin, narrow eyes or do you have wide eyes? Because that can determine how skinny or high up your eyes can be. Okay, so now we have all of those pieces. Now we're gonna do our hair. So depending on who you are, you're gonna draw the shape of your hair, okay? So I'm gonna do me, but you probably wanna wait until you can look in a mirror to add your own hair. So you have to think about the shape of the hair, not so much the texture inside the hair, okay? So for Miss Jenkins, today my hair is kind of up in, I've got my little 2 side buns, and I've got some bangs that are coming down kind of across my face. So I'm gonna draw a line here, and those are my bangs swooping down to either side. Remember, my friends, I'm going to have a separate video that shows you different kinds of hair. So only do this with me if your hair looks like this, okay? Up here, I'm gonna go ahead and add the 2 sections that come together to kind of eventually create my little 2 buns. And then this is where I'm gonna add my 2 poofy buns, okay? And you guys have seen me with this hairstyle at school before. So now that I have that, I put the hair over the head shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase this line in here because I don't need that anymore now that I've built up my hair. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you can add texture into your hair depending on the kind of hair that you're doing. So I usually have this like that, and then my bun is usually really just messy curls, which is why I'm doing this texture. So if you have curly hair and you put your hair in a bun, it might look something like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna open my face. And so now we've got this part down here, right? Because that's what we just unfolded. But we're gonna do the rest of the face as it is without the mask on. So you see this crease here from when we folded it halfway. We're gonna put a little dot right there, going straight down from the middle in between the eyes, and I'm gonna put a dot there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make my curved line that is going to reach that mark where my chin is, right? So what are we missing? We're missing the bottom part of the ear. So you'll just bring it down and close to the face. Next, we want to create our nose. So come back to the middle of the eye, between the 2 eyes, and come down just a little bit. Don't go any lower than where the ears are, okay? Than where the ears stop. And I'm going to draw a cute little nose, okay? So the nose is gonna look like that. It's going to be like a partial circle. And right below the nose is where I'm going to do my mouth. So I'm gonna make a little mark there to show where my mouth is gonna go. And I'm gonna do a great big wide open mouth. So because I'm gonna do it open, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my points together and then curve down here. Do you guys see how I did that? So this is a curve and this is another more drastic curve, and they meet up at a point. Once you have that mouth, you can then add a line for your teeth. So that top portion is gonna have teeth, and then down here on the bottom curve, I'm gonna add 2 bumps that make up my tongue. Then, my friends, you can go ahead and make lines inside your mouth on the teeth. And then right under that tongue, you can make a little curve for your chin. All right, so now we have all of Miss Jenkins' facial features. Now, if you want to add eyelashes, you can add some eyelashes, especially my little girls who want eyelashes to really show. You can even add some bottom eyelashes if you want to. You can add another sort of curved line inside the ear to show that that's, you know, the layer of the ear. Then coming down here, you can make a little line here and a little line here and bring them down just a little bit to give yourself a neck. So now we have created your masked self-portrait. And then when you unfold it, look at that. Now we see your whole face and your sweet smile. Us teachers, we are really missing your smiles. So it's really exciting to do this project with you because I can get to see your smile. So now that you've done that, it's time to start adding our details. Now remember, I'm going to do a separate video for lettering and for hairstyles, but I'd like to try to finish this with you just so that you can kind of see what a finished project looks like. Okay, so what you want to do up here on the top half, okay, this top half, when it's folded like this, you want to decide on some colors that you want to use, and you're going to do sort of like sun rays or sunbursts. So you can see what I'm doing. And notice how I spin my paper around as I do this so that I can get those rays coming out accurately towards the direction that kind of makes the most sense as far as how they are being depicted. Okay, so now we've got that, and I've left space in between my marks so I can do a second color. So I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm doing it with my turquoise. And I think everybody should do this with me for sure. And you go as slow as you need to go to make this work for you, okay? But just remember to spin that paper around so that your rays are kind of coming out. It's sort of a way to make your face the star of the show, okay? It's a way to sort of highlight your face. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm gonna open it to here, and only up to the crease here do I want to continue to do my sunburst rays, okay? So I'm gonna do them all the way till about here. So halfway down, pretty much to my neck or to my chin, if you wanna think about it that way. But I'm still gonna turn my paper and spin it accordingly. And then I'm gonna get my second color and add my second color in between. And I would do this part with marker because I just think it's kind of brighter. But if you don't have marker, you can use color pencils or crayons, okay? All right, for the remainder of your paper, you want to add descriptive words about you, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and use my black marker for this, but Miss Jenkins is an artist. So I'm gonna write the word artist right here. If you are an artist, which all of you are, you can totally do this with me. If not, just hold on until I teach you the lettering on the next video. So artist is going to be A-R-T, and this is called block lettering. Oopsie, I made a little mistake there. That's okay. I can wipe it out later. Artist. So there I am, the word artist. I can also say that I'm a educator. And I'm going to use a little bit of different lettering here. Educator. I can also say that I am silly. And I'm just using really skinny words, skinny letters here. Silly. I can also say fun. And And here I'm using some bubble letters. And then within those words, my friends, you can then add lots of different patterns and stuff, okay? Like lots of different designs. So let me show you a finished version, and then I'm gonna stop the video and work with you on some letters and stuff. So when you look at this, you can see that I've colored the skin with like a peach. It's a little bit hard to see in the video, but I used a very light peach color to do my skin using a crayon. I used dark brown on my hair. I added some eyeshadow because you guys know I love green and blue eyeshadow. I added lots of doodles and lots of pictures. I decorated my words and I decorated my mask, okay? So when you're doing your skin, you definitely want to use a color that makes sense for your actual skin color. So I'm going to use this really light brown color, and I'm doing it really softly, okay? Really, really, really softly, just to kind of show you how you want to do skin. And then when I do hair, I'm going to use dark brown because that is what my hair looks like. And I'm going to add some black in there as well. Now I know I'm kind of going a little bit faster right now, but you would pause the video and work at your own speed. And then I'm going to come in here and do my curls, my curly bun. And then I'm going to use some of the black to also add some sort of shadows to my hair. Because your hair, even though it might be brown or it might be blonde, it really has some dark and light sections depending on where the light is hitting it or where there's no light. And then you're going to want to color your eyes. So my eye color is kind of a lighter brown. So my mom calls my eye color caramel. So I tend to do a lighter brown inside my eyes. And my eyebrows are going to be dark as well, like my hair. And I'm doing those things with marker. And you want to give yourself a pink tongue. And obviously finish coloring your skin, and your skin would also be your ears and your neck. And then after that, it's all about the details you add, okay? So I'm gonna stop here. Like if you wear, details. So if you wear glasses, you would add glasses. If you wanna put a barrette in your hair, you can put a barrette in your hair. I'm gonna stop here, and then I'm gonna have another video for you to look at to see different lettering and different kinds of hairstyles, okay? All right, I hope you have so much fun doing this. Remember, you're gonna take much more time than this video shows you because you need to take your time and pause as needed. So I cannot wait to see what you do, but please watch the other video too so you can practice doing those other things that you need to learn. I love you guys, and I look forward to seeing what you accomplish. Bye, everybody.